Oh, okay. Good morning. Comment allez-vous? Ni hao ma? Shalom, my good friend. Hey, what's up? You want to trade some Forex with me? Sounds good. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 19,000 foreign exchange traders. Thank you for being here. Please ask questions, get involved, click the like button. Let me remind you that trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is McDonell. I'm a currency trader like you. I'm just maybe, 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 or 20 years more experienced. That's all. That's it. But I started one day knowing nothing. And 20 years later, I'm an overnight success, so I'm willing to share what I learned, good and bad along the way. But it's best if you ask questions. Chan says, no FX Street. I only do non-farm payrolls over at FX Street, Chan. Okay, cool. So anyways, ask questions, get involved. I'll let you lead. I am simply a humble servant. I will share what I've learned technically and fundamentally about trading currencies, and also, I suppose, psychologically. So if you have a need, a concern, a question, please take the time to ask, and I will do my best to see it in the chat and respond to it. And if not, subscribe to the channel, and maybe I'll catch you on Monday. Cool. I invite you to visit Tradersway.com and open up a demo account to develop a relationship with Tradersway. Why would you need that? Well, ultimately, you're going to need a trading partner, right? An execution partner that you trust. I trust Tradersway. They earn my loyalty and respect many ways, but ultimately it was the day that the Swiss National Bank lied to everybody. Several brokers went out of business. Apparently, they were trading against their clients. And, well, Tradersway was not affected by that negative situation. Why was that? Well, apparently, they actually entered client trades into the interbanking system. You're like, well, that's a basic. Yeah, you would expect that to be a basic sort of service or even ethic, basic ethics of a broker, but it's not the norm. It's unusual, and therefore, once again, Tradersway earned my loyalty and respect. So, hey, maybe they can do the same with you. Give it a try. You're going to have to reach out and start that process by opening up a demo account. Okay? Cool. Tradersway.com. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. So, ni hao, Jumbo. Okay? So here we are, some yen strength, dollar, whatever you want to call that, neutrality maybe. Aussie coming down, Kiwi coming down, pound coming down, euro coming down, CAD coming down, Swissy up, yen up. What does that mean? Well, we covered this in the day trading group last night. No, sorry, the swing trading group. The swing trading group. I went through all the different charts and said, don't be shocked. If pound comes down, Aussie comes down, euro comes down, Kiwi comes down, CAD comes down. That was 90% of what we covered yesterday. And of course, we covered why and what price and all that kind of stuff. I would have expected a little more dollar strength here, but we definitely got yen and Swissy. So, not bad. Could be worse. Okay? I've done worse. So that's cool. Right on. Neat. Okay? Neat. Oh. Let's start with commodities like gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin dropped to 40, rallied 10% to 44, and is now at 42, sort of right in the middle. I took profit around 43.5, maybe, I think. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, it's all right. It's all right, right? It's all right. So now what? Well, if you're a bull, you're going to want to pay attention. There's only really one place here, and that's this monthly support. I usually don't make a big deal about monthly support, but let's see. Right now, I mean, do I have to repeat this, or can I just leave the 38, 88, 80, 80, 80, 80, 88, 88, 88, 88? Seems like it could be a reasonable target. Okay. Right, cool. That's good, Gary. Nickel up 15 MOM. That's cool. Okay, I believe Canada has the largest, if not, it's probably the second largest nickel deposit in the world. I think it's out near Hamilton, Ontario. Okay. Yeah. So that's good, right? That's good, right? That's all right, Johnny. I'm a little retardy today, so you win. All right, so anyways, that's interesting. Got to let that play out. Okay, Ethereum dropped to 3K. Okay, so I don't know if you bought your Ether or not. It also rallied about 10%. But you notice it's at a much different level. You know, we were on Bitcoin, BTC was stuck on its S1. Okay, ETH dropped to its M1, and I believe M1 is much more interesting on the level. Okay, so what'll need to happen is maybe a double bottom, then a higher high, then a higher low, and then, you know, so on and so forth. If you're pro crypto, that's probably what you're looking for. Typically, that type of rally doesn't really happen until Feb. Okay. Thank you for that, Sergio. Okay. Maybe. You know, that's kind of like the general idea here. Okay. If you're a bull, oops, didn't want to do that. I just killed two charts with one click. Two clicks, I guess. Sorry about that. I guess I got, good thing I'm not got my finger on the trigger. Anyways, I just killed my Bitcoin and Ethereum charts. Just click, click. All right, gold. Everybody loving gold, not doing anything. You're like, Wayne, it's doing a ton. It's way up. Okay, yeah. Historically, that's not a lot, but okay. What do we have here on the short run? You can see there's some resistance, and then you're like, wait, what? Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's waiting for dollar weakness, I suppose. Oh, I did a lot of CAD and Aussie. So, Alan, those are the bulk of them. I think, I mean, it depends if it's up or down. So I remember on the first day of the year, for example, I bought 6 different dollar pairs. That kind of stuff. And then we had our drops, stuff like that. I'm really already kind of worried about next month, Alan. So I'm thinking more about a February rally. But we start earnings season today, and really, I mean, today is the first day, but you know, next week is the first full week, and I need to get a direction based on that new. because we're in rebalancing, we're in rotation, and earning season kicks in. So it could be quite a challenge, or not a challenge, but a catalyst is what I meant to say, Alan. Next week could be quite a catalyst for the next couple of weeks. And then with February, I want to sell the US dollar and sell the Japanese yen. And right now, like for example, Alan, like when you pick some of these typical trades, like for example, pound was a great trade, right? If you look at this, what this chart says is stop buying. Okay, cool. So if I had been enjoying this, I have to stop enjoying this. Okay, so Alan, I have to kind of think about next week now, and my next buying opportunity isn't until then. Okay, you see, Alan? Oliver says price is consistently inconsistent oscillations of varied size and scale. Well, another way of looking at it is, right, buy, up, 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 down, down, 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 buy if you want, up, 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 up. And then once you start getting this, you stop buying. Now, are these different oscillations of varying degrees? Yeah. You know, this is a 50%, this is a 786, this is a 382, this is, depending on which one you're measuring now. Okay, maybe a 618, then there's a 618, and then there's a 618, and then there's a 382. But you don't want to overly complicate it. What did we know on the first day of the month? We knew at the first day of January, okay, that a bear would sell this. And I think this is one of the 6 trades I made that day. And I sold pound dollar, although I may not have, because, you know, Bank of England's raising interest rates. It may have been everything but this, but nonetheless, even the strong currency here fell for, you know, a day and a half, 2 days. Cool. But the other thing we know is once bulls were confirmed in control that the uptrend continued, we also then know that this up here is the target. Okay, now this could go to R2. Okay, it could. M4 is like good enough, but whatever. The idea, right? So it could still come down to the 21, go up to the R2, and then exhibit a similar behavior, which would then change my next week's plan, right? But long story short, don't overcomplicate things, right? So you want to see these patterns kind of thing. You want to buy dips in an uptrend. What's the concept behind that particular pattern? Profit taking. As far as Elliott Wave, I don't really care. But nonetheless, okay, again, a bear would sell that, and they did. We also know that if bulls buy this, you're supposed to ride the 4-hour 21. This is all in the training course, by the way. The 4H21, this is just standard. And if bulls do take control here off the 4-hour 21, because remember, we don't actually know. This is where a bear would sell, and they did. So you don't know if it's going to drop 200 pips or not. Bulls do take control. Okay, that's verified with the higher high. When you see this, and again, this is in the training course at FX Bootcamp, that you know that A, you're going to go and hit this price level, but B, you're going to do it before the 15th of the month. 15th is tomorrow, right? So if you look at this, the 15th is here. In the training course, you're taught that you're going to hit this price and you're going to do it before you get to that time. Okay? So what I talked about yesterday in the swing trading group, because we were just hitting this, I'm like, that means stop. Yes, that is right, JR. If you join the live trading groups, you either meet weekly or twice a day. Okay? Oh, thank you, Darko. Yeah, last night I decided around, 9:30, I'm like, you know what I want? I need some beer. I need some beer. I haven't had a good beer in a while. Typically, I drink Japanese beer. I wasn't satisfied in the last few beers. I would like Mexican beer. I haven't been happy with that. So I thought I need something different. So I got myself some good German beer, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, nice. So maybe that sweetened my soul. But anyways, that's what all that means, guys. It's basic technical analysis. Honestly, it's just basic technical analysis. Right? So I went through many of these charts in just a few minutes. It's like, this says down, that says down. Okay? It's really not complicated. It just really isn't. So anyway, so it's down, but the thing is, has anything fundamentally changed? And the answer, of course, is not. No, it has not. So risks now, if we're going to talk about this is profit taking. Okay? So risks on the table right now is next week we have earnings season. So we know a couple of things with earnings, right? It's how much money you make. But we also know earnings, right? But then interest rates or yields or borrowing costs are going up. And, right? So what you do is you project this into the future. 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And you come up with a valuation for a stock. Okay. So anyways, what we're likely to see is, right, not because we're looking backwards. Looking backwards, costs have gone up. The percentage of costs have gone up, which means there'll be less earnings, which means if you project that out 5 or 10 or 15 years, as costs are going up, the stock valuation should go down. But then we also know that's the backward-looking model. The forward-looking model, right, is inflation or interest, whatever you want, right? The cost of borrowing or the devaluation of the currency or whatever goes into your model, because everyone has a slightly different valuation model. But these things like the risk-free rate of return, which would be the yield on the 10-year T-note, has gone from 0.5 a couple of years ago to 1.75 today and probably 2.5 in a year. So you have to take that rising cost from 0.5 to 2.5 and extrapolate that out into the future, which would then lower the valuation, okay? Because again, there would be less profit because costs are higher, right? Borrowing costs, for example, are higher, or right now the wages are higher. So you'll have your, let's say, good earnings, but higher costs, which means lower stock valuation. And that's all going to happen next week. And that could lead to some dollar strength. But fundamentally, that doesn't change too much. We're just talking about the valuation of stock. Okay. And then, Okay, something like that. But the issue is the timing of it. Okay, will there be a contraction in the stock market next week based on earnings? And more importantly, future expected profits, because the value of the stock has to do with the expected future profits, right? So what's going to happen in the stock market next week? I don't know. But if it comes down, dollar's probably going to get strong, but then ultimately the fundamentals actually haven't changed, and then I'll be doing this. Okay? Yeah, hope it was a Hefeweizen, of course. Oh, of course, yeah. But no, it wasn't Corona. I said a good German beer. Yeah. And that's what it was, Darko. Yeah, the Paulander Hefeweizen. Anyways. Cool. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. So, right? We have retail sales today. That's another interesting one. But it shouldn't be bad because we have free money. Cool. Aussie dollars come down more than the others because Aussie dollar is weaker than the others. So a tiny little bit of dollar strength and wow, down. So I might be buying it around 72. I don't know what your price is. Okay, so on and so forth. Zoom in a little bit here. That was the prediction a couple of days ago. Since we got a break, I said down here, Arctic turtle, and then snap back. Isn't that nice how that happened? Okay, we were in the midst of the drop. I said, this is a target, this is a target. You're going to get an Arctic turtle, and that's an Arctic turtle, by the way. And then profit taking back up, which it has done. Bravo! Bravissimo! Yeah, not bad. Okay, not too bad, man, not too bad. Seek and destroy. Cool. All right. Yep. Yen. Whoa. Yep. Okay, cool. Not much to say. Maybe down to the target. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Euro should be more interesting. Okay, we got a top, definitely. Yep. But we also have a bottom. Yep. Okay. What do you want to do with it? Well, I can tell you it's a mediocre setup just based on the price of which this price action has, set up. There's no real prices that are actually, I mean, even though you can see the support on the bottom, the resistance at the top and all that kind of stuff, the prices in which it did this makes me think nobody's actually trading this euro yen directly. This is all indirectional price action because these are not important technical levels. But the prices are just price. But to me, there's no market in this. This is sort of a dead, ghost ship, if you will. It's floating out at sea, but I don't think this is the primary trade that's going on. But nonetheless, that's quite interesting So if you want a little more euro down, you would sell this at 131 and take it down. Now, I'm probably a bull on this, but I'm more bullish on other things. But maybe I buy it here or lower. I really would like to buy it around 129.80, but what do I care if it's 129.80 or 130? So I might have to pay attention to this, but right, again, my risk is that next week is bearish for the stock market, and that would deliver yen strength. Okay. Here we are at a bottom again. The idea was Kiwi was in the process of raising interest rates, and it had more potential to the upside. But just like that euro, okay, this is odd. Okay, which throws everything else off. So like a bear would sell here and take it down. Okay, and a bull is going to want to buy here and take it up. And we're kind of in the middle here. So all this plan is that this role reversal would hold, and it's still valid. So if you're a bull, okay, this is still in the stars for you and all the trades you do. Okay. Cool. All right, how are we doing with retail sales? Who's going to pop the number? Okay. It should be an all right number, I would think. All right, should be out. You got it? What's the number? Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bone turn into something beautiful. I hope you know that I love you so. You know I love you so. All right. So we got negative 2%, huh? Corona. I guess it's not Corona. It's Omicron. Yep. All right. Whatever. Whatever, man. Okay, whatever. Look at the stars. Okay, that's how that's set up. Okay, that's not a prediction. That's just a high volatility event driven strategy. People are going, wait, that's not good. Or is it good? Or wait, bad retail sales. Maybe that'll make the Fed not raise so many times in 2022. So the less rate hikes. So that would be good. And so maybe this is weak. And then maybe that means we're running into a problem. Maybe Omicron's bad. Maybe that's bad. And you can see people are trying to figure it out. Look at that escargot. Yeah, interesting. It moves so slow. Auto down 3. Yeah, well, remember, there's no cars. So what you want to do instead of looking at these headline numbers, guys, you might want to look at like JP Morgan and Wells Fargo that reported today and look at their demand for their loans, and specifically car loans and mortgages. Okay. Also, you'll notice that JP Morgan had set aside loan loss provisions last year, when we got hit by Corona, and that they didn't need them. Loan losses were much less than feared, and they just released some of the money they locked up to pay for the bad loans. Like it was like over $1 billion, and they unlocked it and gave it back to themselves. So you want to look at that kind of stuff as well. That right? You want to look at more of the high frequency data. Cool. Okay. Look at that dollar strength from yesterday, swing trading session, huh? Cool. We had this up, we had this up, we had this up, we had this down, we had this down, we had this down, and we had this down. So far, so good. Cool. Cool. It's just seasonal, man. Okay. And there's the break we had on the peso that was predicted a couple of days ago. Even on Monday, I think we're talking about this one on peso, that we were waiting for the 4-hour to catch up and squeeze us through support. And yay, lower low. Congratulations, Team Peso. Muy bien. Cool, right? Cool beans. Looks a lot like the Canadian dollar, if you ask me, eh? What do you think? That's that. Enough said. I've gone through these charts and have spent probably 12 hours this week explaining my setups. So I'm like, I don't know if I have anything more to say. Darko says, yeah, good swap and peso. The thing is they're raising interest rates and raising interest rates further. So it gets gooder and gooder and gooder, as we say at Harvard. That's where I learned that. Yeah. Cool. But isn't that nice? We got all that dollar strength yesterday, since yesterday. So the thing is, are you going to look for opportunities to buy these? Right? Are you going to look for an opportunity to buy the stock market, for example? Ten-year T-note has not moved in quite some time, which is great. So it's been a 1.7 something now for quite some time. Okay. It tickled 1.8, came all the way back down, and it's been farting around 1.75, or right now it's 1.72. But if you go back 3 months, you know, this was 1.3, and then it went from 1.8. That's really huge, but we're finding the right price. It's kind of up there, which shows you generally if the last this would show general dollar weakness. Okay? Generally. Okay? But also that nothing has happened this week. Okay? You can see some traders are actually buying the 10-year T-note right now in response to retail sales having a negative number. Okay, fine. Fine. So some people want to buy bonds. These yields are coming down. Dollar will gain strength in a scenario like that. But I also think that some people are going to take profit in the stock market before going into earnings season. And that's kind of, you know, it's sort of like a perfect storm, if you will. Do I own any crypto longer term? Yeah, I have maybe 5 or 6 or 7 bullshit cryptos that are worthless. I thought about buying Curve yesterday, I think. I was thinking about buying some Curve. Add to it. But yeah, nothing serious though, Mark. Cool. Well, you know what? That's it. I think that's enough. I know that's short, but dude, I don't have anything else to say. I think it's going to be downhill from here. I mean, we could argue about if who's richer, Canada or Tasmania, but whatever. You know, it's Friday, man. So I think I think that's it. And yeah, so great. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Please subscribe to the channel. On your way out, would you please click the like button? And maybe if you could, leave a comment on the recording that will be available in about 30 seconds. Yes, I own